Hello everyone. Today we'll be dealing with subject verb agreement. That is, if you have a single subject, how the verb will be. If you have two or more subjects, how the verb is going to be. So this is what we are going to deal today. The subject verb agreement. As you all know, the sentence structure always contains in English grammar, the sentence structure always contains a subject, a verb and an object. That's how it goes. So without further ado, let's dive into the topic. Subject verb agreement. The basic structure of a sentence in English will be like this: subject plus verb plus object. There will be a subject, there will be a verb, and there will be an object. And you always have to keep this in mind that the verb should agree with the subject. The verb should agree with the subject. Like if it is a person, then the verb should agree with that person. Or if it is a number of people, then the verb should agree with the number of people. Now let's look at one example over here. Ria writes a letter. Here Ria is a subject, writes is the verb, and letter is the object. See, the thing about verb is that in order to make it singular, in order to make a verb singular, we should add s or es. Because of which we have Ria writes a letter. It's not Ria write a letter. That is wrong. Ria writes a letter is the correct way of saying or writing it. So Ria writes a letter. Okay, when it comes to verb, to make it singular, we add s to the verb. Ria writes a letter. Yeah, I will give the explanation over here. Ria is a singular subject, therefore singular verb, that is writes, has to be used. Clear? Singular verb means s should be there along with the verb. Now we'll look at few rules of it regarding the subject verb agreement. So coming to the rule number 1, the first rule. If two subjects or ideas are joined by and, then they take a plural verb. So if two subjects or two ideas are joined by and, then they take a plural verb. For example, Ramya and Rakesh. Here we have two different subjects. Ramya and Rakesh are playing tennis. So these two subjects are joined by and because of which we have a verb are here, plural verb are here. Ramya and Rakesh are playing tennis. Now we'll move on to the rule number 2. Let's see what is the rule number 2. Rule number 2. If two or more nouns or adjectives are joined by and it conveys a singular thing, idea or person, then the verb will be singular. So keep this in mind. If two or more nouns should be there or adjective should be there, are joined by and, they are joined by and it conveys a singular thing and it conveys a singular idea or a singular person, then the verb will be singular. Let's look at the example. Idli and sambar is my favorite dish. Or you can say idli and sambar is my favorite breakfast. So here idli and sambar, even though they are two different items, they are taken as a single entity, as a single thing. The same way, jeans and top is my favorite dress. Jeans and top, even though they are two different nouns, they are actually considered as a single entity. They are considered as single. Jeans and top is my favorite dress. Now let's move on to rule number 3. Rule number 3. Conjunctions or prepositional phrases like along with, besides, as well as, unlike, like, no less than, etc. The verb agrees with the first subject. Let's look at the example. Shyam and his friends is playing football. See, like I said, the verb agrees with the first subject. So here first subject is Shyam. So Shyam and his friends is playing football. Not Shyam and his friends are playing football. Instead, that is wrong actually. The right way of saying it is Shyam and his friends is playing football. So the verb agrees with the first subject, Shyam here. Because of which it is. The verb is, not are. The same way Neha as well as Neena is participating in the contest. So Neha as well as Neena is participating in the contest. Now rule number 4. Rule number 4. If two subjects are joined by neither nor, either or, nor, or, not only but also, the verb agrees with the nearby subject. So the verb agrees with the nearby subject. The verb agrees with the nearby subject, the closest subject which it is, the verb agrees with that. For example, not only Shreya but also her friends were present at the party. So here it is where because friends is a plural term over here. So not only Shreya but also her friends were present at the party. So friends is plural because of which we have a plural verb here. Friends were present at the party. Next example, either Priya or Prajul has to paint this picture. So either Priya or Prajul has to paint this picture. So here Prajul is a single person because of which we have a singular verb has. Priya or Prajul has to paint this picture. Coming to rule number 5. None of, either of, neither of is followed by plural nouns and singular verbs. For example, none of us is responsible for the accident. Another example, neither of them was present at the engagement. So neither of them it's plural, but we'll use a singular verb, was present at the engagement. None of us is plural, none of us is responsible for the accident. The verb will be singular if you have a plural nouns.